was heaven. I couldn't bear to see what hell was like. What happens now? I asked, my voice shaking so much that my words were barely understandable. What happens now is that you will be judged. Come, the All Father awaits you. His voice was so unspeakably loud. When he spoke, the ground shook and the air around me shattered, as if 1,000,000 claps of thunder all moved at once. I still only saw nothing but black. At that moment, I felt a force wrap around my body. It wasn't like a hand, or something physical grabbing me. I can't describe it other than the most powerful force in the world surrounding me. Stronger than the force of every nuclear weapon in the world exploding at once. Stronger than every cannon that every military had ever created, firing their guns at the same time. It was so extraordinary and powerful that I almost couldn't take it. Relax, my child. You will not be harmed. If I wanted to, my grip could eradicate the universe. I am merely cradling you. This brought me no comfort. The thought of a being so astronomically powerful that it could collapse the universe holding me in its grasp made my heartbeat skyrocket. I could hear his thundering footsteps. I wanted nothing more than to my judgment. I asked the unseen figure, who lay just beyond my vision, hiding behind an intentional void put in front of my eyes. My real name could not be comprehended by you. However, the name the humans have called me for centuries is Uriel. Uriel, one of these 7 archangels that I had learned about growing up, was currently holding me in his grip, leading me into my judgment. I didn't know what to say. My mind was racing within 8,000 thoughts a second, and just as I began to ask another question, the powerful force that I felt vanished. I found myself sitting on yet another cold, damp concrete surface. However, just like before, all I could see was pure nothingness. You're here. You're in the wound. This is where we depart. I cannot enter the chamber of the All-Father with you, just as you would not be able to comprehend seeing me. Never exist to comprehend the seeing of the All-Father. You're able to see me together, so you can find the entrance to the chamber of the All-Father. However, once you step inside it, it will be instantly placed back into you for your own protection. How powerful and inconceivable can something be? Has to be able to render your future and see if you were to look at it. Why do you call him Father? I thought his name was God. I asked. This man is just as your name is your you simply found a name for the All Father as well. Enough questions. Your time to be judged is now. Was restored. I was alone. Uriel was there. I found myself in an astronomically large hallway. The ceiling was so far that I could barely see it. On the walls on either side were maps of the world. It was dark, but illuminated by a lost It was made of stone with moss. It reminded me of an ancient temple. One grand and pure, but weathered away throughout the years. At that moment, the fact hit me like a pound of bricks. I was about to be in the presence of the most powerful being in the universe. The one that had created everything from scratch, including me. Instead of the love and joy that I was taught I would feel, the most intense feeling of anxiety and dread rushed over me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It was too much, and all too fearful. After several minutes of pacing back and forth, I walked up to the massive doors that lay right in front of me. There was no way that I was going to be able to push those things open on my own. Everything not expecting any results, I lightly pushed on the doors. Just then, the giant doors swung open, and in the most powerful gust of wind I had ever experienced, I was thrusted into the room. My vision instantly went black, and once again, I was left alone in darkness. All I could hear was my breathing and the thumping of my heart. I was so afraid. Normally in this situation, I would pray. But who would I pray to? I was standing in the chamber of the one that I had learned to pray to all my life. And instead of easing my fears, all it did was enhance them. A sudden loud groaning noise, along with an ear-shattering echo, and then a smash in the room. Right as the smash occurred, I felt a force so intense filled the room that I could barely stand. And we were held into magnets together, the magnetic force between them. And it was like that, to an incomprehensible degree. I struggled to keep my balance. I couldn't fight this force. I collapsed to my knees. I was under so much intense pressure that my head began to spin rapidly. I vomited. I cried out in pain as I could feel my bones begin to crash. You cannot die a second time. You will be fine. A voice 100 times louder than Uriel's boomed throughout the chamber. The voice was indescribable. It was as if 1 million people were whispering at once. But even at a whisper, it managed to be the loudest sound my ears had ever heard. I find it funny, you humans. You live your life chasing reassurance, comfort, the thought of perfection. Is this not what you expected? Did you expect to be met with perfection? Is this not your idea of perfection? Being in my presence is perfection, even if it is not what your human mind thought it to be. Where am I? I barely managed to squeak out, still being overwhelmed by the immense pressure of the forest that held me down. You, child, are in heaven, at the foot of what your people have deemed the Lord. I am the All-Father. I have created all. I have ended all. I have destroyed a million more before yours, and I will create and destroy millions after yours as well. I was never born. I was never created. I have been here before existence itself, and I will be here long after it perishes. Existence is a mere phase in my timeline. The idea of life, beings, the natural and supernatural, consciousness, all but a mere second of a phase on my timeline. The angels that observe me, the souls that reside in my kingdom, all will perish after this eternity is over. But I am the beginning and no end. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. That last one I remember. Revelations 22:13. The spots where those words were first spoke eons ago. As that words echoed through my very being, every fiber of every cell of my body, I managed to muster up the only words that I had the strength to form. What happens to me now? I said brokenly. Now, you see my face. The most intense fear I ever had trapped, shocked me. I couldn't contain myself. I began to scream in panic. I was yelling at the essence of all things, where time began, where it would end, where every atom of every universe, every plane of existence had come from. But I didn't care. I screamed with all my might. But I didn't care.
Yo.